This is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and you are listening to the Wrestling POV podcast.
Who would be the third member of the Hurt Business? Who's Shawn this week is Breezango and Garga-NO more. Real Slick Rick and an all-new edition of Wrestling POV podcast. Say, Rick, that was pretty impressive.
You know, they did call me Slick Rick the Ruler back in my day.
Wow. I saw that and I was just like, look at that. It was in the name all this time and we never caught on to it until now.
Exactly.
And then, of course, I forgot to mention the PayBack pay-per-view and the all-in pay-per-view we got this week, or actually tonight. Still a lot of wrestling though. But this is it though, I guess.
This was a bad week again. It was like another one where it's just like, enough! Please!
But at least though, I mean, we're going to get some kind of a break next week.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's a day off of wrestling.
These back-to-back pay-per-views are bad.
Yeah.
This was bad.
They are. But at least we still got Monday, we got Raw. Tuesday, we got NXT. Wednesday, we got AEW. A day
Friday,
off.
SmackDown.
And then Friday, SmackDown. And then we got the weekend off finally.
Yeah.
Jesus, man.
But we love what we do.
We do love what we do. And I do got to say this. And I don't want to sound like we're complaining about it, but at least during this pandemic, during this COVID-19 era, at least we still being entertained and keeping busy with wrestling, the stuff that we love. You know what I'm saying? So it's, I don't want to seem like I'm complaining too much, but it is a lot, though.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
It is.
We complain and we love wrestling.
It is. We do. And we do it for y'all, the people listening to the show. So
speaking of complaining, I love how we just forget about Miguel Cole.
Well, that's because I didn't do the introduction yet.
That's true.
Jesus.
I was gonna apologize, but no.
So those that you don't know, I'm your host Tony Diaz with Rick Serrano III.
Hey, people.
Let's get. You know what? Let's get out to the Facebook polls. I did that. You see what I did there?
I see what you did.
You know what? I'm not. You know, he's rude. So why am I going to mention him?
It's true.
For what? He insulted me. So, all right. One of the posts that we had on our Facebook page is about the Hurt Business. Should the Hurt Business add another? Should they add a number? Hurt Business 3. The Hurt Business, should they add another, oh my God, I can't even fucking say that. Another member. You know what I'm saying? Another member. That's what I'm trying to get at. Should they? And if so, who? Who do you think? To me, there's a lot of people out there. One person said, and I kind of agree, because people were picking black people. You know, they keep, and it's like, why did it have to be black? Why can't they be somebody else that would fit in with that group? And I agree. You know, somebody like, despite what's going on, but the first person that did come to my mind was Austin Theory. You know, that would be a decent addition to it. Another thought, and these are my thoughts. Another person I thought would fit in would be Aleister Black. Would be interesting because he does sport the suit. He's a little bit unorthodox, a little bit, but I mean, he does the ghoulish gimmick, as you can say.
Yeah, and he'll be that odd man. Part of the group.
But he would fit in because, like I said, he's always wearing a suit.
That's true.
So these guys,
no socks, but
no socks. That's true. I think we're gonna have to talk about that, Aleister. No socks thing.
The athlete's foot right there.
Mm-hmm. That's how it starts. Anywho, but there's other people out there. A lot of people are thinking Cedric is going to turn and join the Hurt Business. Somebody said Apollo, which are good guesses. They are.
I mean, it's kind of predictable.
It would be predictable.
But like this whole Cedric turn is being dragged out. Like, are you going to turn or not? You know?
Yeah, no, I hear, and they're teasing it a lot. Teasing it a lot. But I do got to say this though, WWE, they really haven't been predictable lately.
No,
they've been a little bit on the shocking side. So I took my hat off to that because we do complain a lot, and a lot of people, not just us, but a lot of people out there that complain too about the simple fact that that they're predictable. They're saying, well, we need change. Okay, you know what? Y'all got it. The last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, y'all got it. So stop your fucking complaining. Vernon Conway said Samoa Joe. That's a good pick.
That's a good one.
Now, here's my issue with that. Oof. Though that is an awesome pick. My thing is, is he injury prone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's injury prone, and he gets boring real quick.
Really, you think so?
Yeah. Joe can only do things so far. I think he would be a good addition to the Hurt Business because he wouldn't have to do as much talking if he goes back to being his Samoan submission machine.
He is a good talker, though.
Yeah.
Better than MVP.
But you only could get... Oh, for sure. But you only could take so much of Samoa Joe acting crazy. Like you know what I'm saying? It's just... What's happening in the wrestling business is just a repeat. Like, it's just very, very repetitive with the whole, with the promos. Like, everything just, every week is just the same thing. That's
wrestling in general. It's always been like that. It's always been like that. Yeah, it's the same promos all the time, but it depends on how you deliver them, too. Sometimes you can feel that some of these promos that these guys do it from the heart. Sometimes you see promos that they're the same and bland. You get some comedy promos. You got some dramatic promos. You got some real creepy promos like The Fiend. He's the best at it. I'm sorry. Right now, he is the best at doing promos. And you know who I would have to put up there, too? Would be John Cena. John Cena's really good. Because let me tell you something about John Cena. Despite what you feel and think about him, when he does these promos, he does them from the heart. And you can tell he does. And you know what? And if you're not up to par with your promos, he's going to call you out on that in his promo.
Yep.
He called out The Rock. Remember that one time he called out The Rock for writing his promos on his hand?
Yep.
He called his ass out. I was like, wow.
Got him.
But the thing is with Cena is that he will dish you hard. and he's not afraid to do it. Rob Campbell, he said, yes, R-Truth. Let me see the heel that he was in TNA. Martel Jackson responded to that with family. What's that mean?
I have no clue.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe they did something before they called it family. So, well, all right. Well, that's off the list. Rob Campbell, again, he said, or have Big E turn on Kofi and Xavier and join the Hurt Business. I want to see Big E in a singles run by himself. He don't need anybody. Yep. He don't need. Speaking of that, he doesn't need New Day.
No,
we've been saying this for a few weeks now since he's been on this single run. Hey, get away from New Day stuff, please.
Yes, for sure.
Get away from New Day stuff, man. You can't. No, it's there. It's there, and I think they kind of. They goofed up, in my opinion, on SmackDown last night with him. We'll talk about that when we come up. When we talk about the SmackDown. All right, this week we have Shawn. What?
Before we get into that, I want to give my feedback on
I thought you did.
The Hurt Business. And And no. Normally I would go first, but I wanted to hear what you had to say. I wanted to hear what everybody else had to say because I'm very adamant on what I'm about to say. Fuck the Hurt Business and the fucking horse they rode on.
Jesus Christ!
Disband this group. Do not add another member. Do not add another manager. Disband this group. I am over the Hurt Business.
Wow.
Business is not fluctuating. It is in a decline.
What's not working though?
First of all, MVP can't be the only mouthpiece. Shelton Benjamin does nothing in this group but take the pins.
In that defense, Shelton can't cut a promo and neither could Lashley.
No. And
so I'd rather have MVP talk.
No, of course, but MVP it sucks too. And it's just like
but then again, MVP, that's why we said about bringing in Samoa Joe, because he can be the mouthpiece and just kind of either fade MVP out or have him as a wrestler, because they they did sign MVP to a wrestling contract, not like a backstage hand and then use him on air once in a while.
But they're not gonna. The thing is, they're not gonna fade out MVP. First of all, I hate that they call him P. Like, it's 3 letters. You can't say MVP. Yo, P, 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 P.
It takes 1 second to say those 2 letters. Come on, man.
P, P, P,
MVP.
P. Yo, P.
It takes a second to say MVP.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
His promos are garbage, and that's the exact words that he uses. You're garbage. You're trash. You're a bum. You're a thought. It's just really, really cringy. To listen to. And then they got 6 fucking segments on every Monday Night Raw. And I'm telling you, Raw is feeling the effects of having the Hurt Business and Raw Underground. It just doesn't make sense with what they're doing. And now, from what I've been hearing, is Retribution is only going to be on Raw. So now you got 3 poor storylines going on Raw that take up about 12 segments combined. Ridiculous. I disband the fucking Hurt Business. MVP's bad. Shelton just loses. He just eats the pin for the fucking team when MVP should be the one eating the pins.
Yeah.
And Lashley is just fucking, I pick things up and put them down. That's all I do.
Jesus
Come on.
Christ.
And then you want to add fucking Cedric the Entertainer? Him and Ricochet are just annoying the hell out of me. Apollo.
There's something about Cedric that throws me off about him. And I don't know because the guy can wrestle. Can't take that away from him. But
all 3 of those guys can wrestle. They just
There's something else. There's something else about it. I mean, but the thing is with Ricochet, I think his problem is he's acting the way they're acting.
Yeah.
Like the follow the leader type deal. So I think take Ricochet out of that picture, have him go singles again, put him under a mask like he was when he was Prince Puma in Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
He didn't talk, which is fine, and he was still a presence in Lucha Underground. I think that's the route they need to go with him. I'm not saying to put a mask on. I'm not saying that. I mean, but hey, if it works, then fine. If it doesn't, I'm sure he can pull that off. But there's something there that I'm just like not digging at all. And I don't know, maybe it is the goofiness that they try to do, but I've said this time and time again, just because you think it's funny doesn't mean everybody else is going to think it's funny.
Yeah. And then it's not even just the goofiness, their seriousness is also bothersome. It's like, yeah, we're going to do this. I got your back. Yeah, we're going to be there together. Yeah, we're going to take a shower.
You can't take them serious. When they're being serious, you can't take them serious.
No. I mean, R-Truth can be taken more seriously than these fools.
Damn.
I'm sorry. It's just the Hurt Business, the Apollo, Ricochet, and Cedric, and Ali. Where the hell's Ali been? It's just...
Main
you
event.
know, Ali and Ricochet had a match on Main Event.
Yeah.
Like this is what they're doing now. Scrap throw Raw out and just fucking start all over again. You are disbanding the wrong fucking groups, and wait till we get into Raw about the Iconics, because this is This is deplorable. Yeah, I said it. Deplorable.
A lot of people are
to
pissed.
What they're doing to Monday Night Raw. And Raw, you know what? You had a big lead for quite some time, and I feel like you're about to lose out on it because it's enough is enough, and it's time for a change.
Oh, the late Owen Hart. So, all right. Is that it?
Yes, that's it.
All right. Again, if you guys have any more things you want us to talk about on our post it on our Facebook page. I'm not going to go through the whole spiel. All right. So the next thing we have on our Facebook is the Who's Shawn? And this week you have the Breezango. Now,
yes, the NXT Tag Team Champions.
Yes, the newly crowned NXT champions. I'm gonna let you take this one, Rick.
Yeah, is it Fandango? Or is it Tyler Breeze?
Oh my God, it's Tyler.
For me, I have to look at the full circle of this thing of their careers. Fandango started off with Jericho and won his WrestleMania match. So that was huge for him. But then what did he do after that? Nothing. Yes. Tyler Breeze started off hot in NXT, went to the main roster. Nothing. Then you form a tag team called Breezango, and you put them together, and they do all these different skits, comedy relief, and then they do nothing. They go back to NXT. Fandango gets injured again. Tyler Breeze comes back on NXT, does nothing, and then they come back and they win the tag team title. So, if you're a producer or if you're looking at this tag team, who the hell can be your superstar? And now this is, like I said, Fandango had his moment of glory. Do I think, can he reciprocate that? Can he do that again? No, I'm sorry, I don't think he can.
Well, he's just as much as we said about who was it that we said that was injury prone in the first segment? Who did I say? Remember?
Joe. So Joe.
It's the same thing with him.
Yeah.
With Fandango, he's become injury prone, and he's been with the WWE for how long now? And it's like, dude.
But the question is, do we see a superstar then? So then, if that's the hang up on Fandango, do we see a superstar in Tyler Breeze? And that's what makes it difficult, because I want to say yes. Right. Because I thought when he was in NXT and when he came up to the main roster, I was like, this guy is awesome.
Yeah.
And it just seems like they didn't know what to do with him. I was a big fan of the supermodel kick, where they had him, the person in the corner, crouched up in the corner, and he would hit him with a super kick. I thought that was awesome. I thought it was different. But damn, like, this is probably the hardest one we've had, and not because they're both superstars. This is more like, who are we gonna put over? Yeah. I can't. Shot in the dark. If I threw a dart in the dark, it would probably land on Tyler Breeze.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, see, honestly, now I'm gonna throw this monkey wrench at you, Rick. Let's throw out gimmick aside on both.
Yes.
Then who would you pick? Like, if you knew who Fandango was before, like, if he wasn't Fandango, if he went by his real name or a different name or whatever, and became somebody else, and if Tyler Breeze didn't do the Prince Pretty gimmick and everything was about him, who would you pick then?
That's a good way to put it. The way I look at it, then, I see more potential in Tyler Breeze. His in-ring work, I think, is better than what Fandango could give you in the ring. Okay. when you look at Fandango, he's the whole package. He has the look, he has the size, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Tyler Breeze, even though he's smaller, he is like a cruiserweight style wrestler. I can see potential. I can see him in the upper mid cards. I can see him going for the IC title, US title, stuff like that. So for Fandango too, but for Fandango's size, I should be able to see him go for the heavyweight title. But his in-ring ability and his promos are not up to par. Right. So overall, with that being said, just looking at the in-ring ability, I have to go with Tyler Breeze. And that, in that aspect, I think Tyler Breeze takes the cake for sure. Like he runs away with it when it comes to in-ring ability. Yeah.
And well, the reason why I threw it out there like that is because I remember when I was actively watching Total Divas. But the old Total Divas and Fandango, he was in that. He was part of, should I say Love Triangle, I guess? What was her name? The other girl.
Summer Rae?
Summer Rae, yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, he was going to be in a relationship with her or whatever. I don't know. But just hearing the way he was talking, I was like, when he does the Fandango gimmick, I hate it. I always hated it. Fandango. Why are you talking like that?
And he couldn't dance.
And he could not. No, he can't dance. He's got no rhythm. So what do? They make him a ballroom dancer type gimmick because everybody knows, all right, what do you do with ballroom dancing? What is that? So he can fake that all he wants. But then yet they got on, what's her name, All Red Everything, Eva Marie, for faking that she can dance. Meanwhile, you got Fandango that can't even do the tango.
Wow, did you just come up with that on your own?
All by myself. By myself, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm that good.
Impressive.
I'm that good. But it's that gimmick aside, and that's why I threw out the scenario of gimmick aside on both. If they were to totally have a different character, who would I still pick? Fandango, he's a really good. He can wrestle. He's a really good wrestler. Tyler Breeze, he's more of a technical wrestler, I'd say.
Yeah.
But who would I pick as like if they came to me, I owned the company, and they came to me, all right, who do you want to push between them two to rise to the top to get the heavyweight title? I'll even up it that way. If I really, really had to pick, I would say I would by a small midget again, just as very small. Tyler Breeze by a little bit.
Wow.
By a little bit. Because I see Fandango, he's had some really good matches. And, if he's not incorporating that Fandango gimmick in his wrestling, he could be a lot better. The difference between him and Tyler is that even when Tyler does the Prince Pretty gimmick, and he kind of incorporates that into his wrestling, but then he kind of turns it on. He turns the switch on that makes him a little bit different in his wrestling. Yeah. It's kind of like, all right, actually, a good friend of the show, Adrian Street.
Yes.
He had the flamboyant gimmick. When he came out there, he had the makeup on. He was very flamboyant. His hair's got to be done right, almost like a Prince Pretty type gimmick. He would go into the ring though, and he'd mess you up. It was like a switch, but he would still incorporate the flamboyant gimmick into his wrestling, which worked. But when he did it, if you ever watch his matches, look back and you'll see what I'm talking about. He always does the flamboyancy in the beginning of his match. Yeah. Once he gets a hold of you, he's messing you up. He's a fighter, and he fights. Once in a blue moon, you'll see him throw his flamboyancy out there, like if he's on the defense, and then he'll throw it out. He'll do something crazy. So that's a perfect example, and I see Tyler Breeze going that route too. but he doesn't. It's not as much as like I said as with Adrian Street, but with Tyler Breeze, he can incorporate his gimmick into his wrestling, but his wrestling I think is a little bit better than Fandango. Yeah, but I'm talking 49-50 close, because at the same time Fandango can be a top wrestler. He just got to get rid of that gimmick. Be somebody else, dude. Granted, though, I will say this: them collectively, them together, when they were doing the what was it? The Fashion Police.
The police, yeah.
Yeah, I found that funny. That was hysterical.
Yeah, it was. What they did was they hit repeat too much.
Exactly. And it was every week they were doing it too. But I still, why are they still together? Fandango's been accident prone past year and a half or so. So they take him out. It's kind of like what happens with the Usos, but then they shut me up from that last night. Where if one of them's injured, they take them both out. I never agreed with that, and I know why they do it, because they don't like if they start to elevate the other one, and then where's that lead the one guy? So they're actually doing it with Heavy Machinery. If you think about it, they are pushed Otis to a singles run. He got Money in the Bank briefcase, and then Tucker was like yesterday's news. But I will say this: past 2 weeks, though, Tucker's been.
He listened to the show.
He listened to the show.
He was like, "Wait a second, guys." But the poll we ran, who's Shawn? 80% say Fandango, and 20% say Tyler Breeze.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So shut us up.
I know,
but
right?
I learned something new about Tyler Breeze, that he's not South African.
No.
In fact, he's a Canadian.
Yes.
And I learned something new with that one. I was like, oh, okay, another Canadian. Okay.
Yes, he is. He is. Interesting enough. So, all right. Again, fellas, everyone, if you ladies, yeah, because we do have ladies that listen to the show. We didn't forget about you. If you do have any suggestions on a Who's Shawn, throw it out there. Make it difficult. Make it hard for people. Yeah, that's all you got to do. We got a Facebook page. We got a Twitter.
I'll give you a little sneak peek at next week's Who's Shawn.
Oh, it's a spoiler, not a sneak peek.
Well,
believe that.
Yes. The Riot Squad.
Oh, okay.
Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan.
All right.
So that'll be interesting. And we cannot focus on the Cage Wedgie, Tony.
Okay, damn. That was the first thing that popped in my mind. So there you go. Give your thoughts and opinions on our Facebook page, or if you don't want to write on our Facebook page, you can private message us. We're still going to put you on blast, but you can do that too. There's that option.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. You know what? It is time for the wrestling news from around the world. Take it away, Rick.
All right. Before we do that, let's get into some birthdays.
The fuck was
all
that?
Right. It's just like, all right.
That fuck it.
Awesome Kong.
What the fuck is going on?
Are you guys not satisfied with my job? No, you don't do it right. So why what? Yo, you don't get. He gets me so tongue-tied.
I bet.
And frustrated with his inabilities. You already said, but first we're gonna get into some birthdays. So go to the fucking birthdays.
Wow. Jesus.
Awesome Kong turns 43 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Short stint in AEW.
Yeah, I think she's
she's
done. Sin Cara turns 43 years old.
Wow.
As well. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not going to see him again.
No.
Jeff Hardy turns 43 going on 60.
Jesus. Wow.
Now you see that? I just said 3 people that turned 43, and Jeff Hardy's one of them.
Damn.
How? Awesome Kong is 43. Looks good. Sin Cara, he got the mask. He looks good. Jeff Hardy looks like he's been doing drugs for 20 fucking years.
Yeah. Well,
and he has.
That'll happen to you.
Yeah.
He was an alcoholic, obviously. And alcohol does do damage like that. They do age you.
So,
I'm lucky I kind of quit. Like, a few years, like 6 or 7 years ago. Before I was a heavy drinker, I ain't gonna lie. Not to the point of like that, but as I gotten older, I realized I'm like, you know what? I don't need to have a drink to have a good time or to relax and chill. I mean, I still drink once in a blue moon.
Yeah, socially.
Yeah. But some people do have a problem with it.
You never had a 1-gallon dehydrated piss jar?
No. Jesus. Wow. I still can't get over that.
Oh, Jeffrey Hardy.
I want to know. I want to know the person that came up with and said, you know what? Let's have him throw piss at Sheamus. You know
Devon
what?
did that.
I know. That's what I'm saying. And then he can and just the thought process of him saying that. I want to know the person who says, you know what would be even funnier? If it's in a 1-gallon freaking drum. Jesus, man.
Yeah, it was just...
Devon, brother, don't testify
Just
on
get the
that
table.
anymore.
Just get the tables.
That's all you should be doing now is just getting a table. Ridiculous.
Speaking of forgotten sons, Wesley Blake turns 33 years old.
Wow. It's supposed to be coming back, I heard.
Yeah, I mean, this dude, what's his name? Riker? Jackson Riker? He really fucked them up.
Yeah.
Put him in a little bit of a pickle, dick.
Yeah. And they were, and before that, they were in the run, in the title picture. They were going to put him in a title picture run. So.
Yeah.
But then I heard again too that they are coming back. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And last but certainly not least, turning 41 years old, Mickie James.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mickie James. You know, Mickie was different. And I'm trying to... It's just thinking of Mickie. I mean, because Vince McMahon has this blonde obsession, Yeah. And for decades, we've seen all these blonde bombshells coming out, and then out comes this brunette, Mickie James.
Mickie James.
And oh man,
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, what were we talking about?
Oh, just gotta wipe my mouth. It's time for the wrestling news from around the world. I knew Wade Barrett was back for a reason. Mauro Ranallo leaves the WWE.
Yes, he does.
He says he wants to focus on other projects and for his mental health charities and his mental health as well.
Yep.
And his mother's health.
Yeah.
Yep. You did mention that he was away a couple weeks ago because of family issues. Mm-hmm. But that being said, Mauro, why are you leaving?
Yeah.
Like, you can totally tell the difference already when he's not there.
I know, right?
It's like Beth Phoenix said, okay, hold on to your britches. Mauro's not here. I'm going to say 2 sentences this time.
Oh, man.
I don't think there's nobody happier than Beth Phoenix right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Because now she gets to say 2 lines.
Yeah.
In the commentary
maybe 3.
That's a stretch. I don't know. And it's not like, and I love it how Corey Graves and everybody jumped on Mauro saying that he doesn't give him opportunities. No, it's because when he gives them opportunities, they suck.
Yeah.
It's just like, but
A little disappointing, but
yeah, I wish him the best. I mean, he is the best commentator that WWE's had in decades.
Yeah,
I can clearly say that.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this though. What's your thoughts on Wade Barrett so far?
Not bad. He's not bad. He's always been a good talker.
Yeah.
He's not doing a bad job at all. He is actually. I do like him there. That's a good position for him.
Okay. See, the thing is, for me, there's no more excitement left.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the air has been taken out of the balloon. Like, Morrow was that energy.
Yes, he was.
And then you got Wade Barrett, who's just like, hey, mighty, I'm going to get the Black Pearl.
Now, if I have to be picky about that situation, I think with Wade Barrett, I think he just needs to be a little bit more heelish in his commentary.
Okay.
He's been like doing a lot of compliments. He's been like siding with the good guys, and that's kind of hard to get used to with him. And like I said, if I really had to be picky, I want him to be that heel guy. Who's the other commentator?
Tom Phillips.
Is it
Tom Phillips? Yeah.
Tom or Todd? It's Tom.
Tom.
Okay,
Tom.
we'll go with Tom.
Tom.
He doesn't. I don't know. It's like you said with Morrow, there was a whole different energy there. You felt the match. You were involved in the match. He made you involved in the match just by the way he was. And what pisses me off is the bullying that he was getting. I'm sorry to say, and it kind of pisses me off about wrestling in general. Here we are, Rick. We've been doing this for 4 years now, going on 5 years.
Yeah.
And it's all about wrestling. We got a sister show called Wrestling POV Global, which covers all the other stuff of wrestling. And I hate when people say, "Oh, you like wrestling?" It's like, Jesus Christ, why you gotta say it like that for?
Yeah.
It's like, so what? I like it. So what?
I love it.
It's still real to me. Damn it. But I loved it so much that I got involved in it. I did it for so many years. You know, you're getting into the business part of it. So what if we like it? That's it. It's better that we don't judge you on what you like. And that's what makes me mad, because they're like, how could you like that fake stuff? Well, you watch soap operas. You can't get much faker than that. So what's the fucking difference? This is a men's soap opera. But it just gets me so mad that people that are very passionate about wrestling are made fun of. And that's how I feel about with Mauro Ranallo. He was deep into this whole, into his commentary. And it's just his personality. Because think of it this way, he does boxing too.
Yeah.
And he has the
MMA
same,
he did.
Yeah. And he has the same energy as he does commentating as he does with wrestling. So if a person can make you that excited about a match, it's like, then that's something special that just appreciate it. Why bash the guy? For what?
And he brought pop culture into it.
Yeah.
So that if someone passing by hears a Drake line coming from Mauro Ranallo referencing a wrestling match and they're a Drake fan, they're like, wait a second, they just mentioned Drake on wrestling?
Yeah.
And it's just like, now you got a new fan base.
But you know what? Also, too, and you're gonna agree with me on this one. Never have we ever quoted a commentator's quote in our show than we have with him.
Yeah, of course.
He's
absolutely.
What was the one? Oh my God, I forgot what it was. Oh shit, he said it on SmackDown when he was on SmackDown. Oh, I forgot what it was, and then it was like the best line ever. I forgot. Oh my God, I wish I knew what it was. I don't want to botch it. That's why I don't want to say it. But either way, though, we've quoted his commentary more times than Corey Graves, more times than Michael Cole. Well, Michael Cole we mentioned twice when he goes, "It's boss time." The big dog.
The big dog.
He cannot. He needs to stay away from that. He needs to stop.
Yeah.
Just stop. And I was praising Lord last night watching SmackDown when that incident happened with Sasha, because the first thing that came to my mind was, at least we don't have to hear it's boss time for the next however many weeks or months.
Yep.
But we don't quote anybody else's lines besides Morrow. JR will be a best second, because he does have some famous lines. We cannot
Stop go!
We can't take that away from him. But I got some comments on him when we go over AEW. But Morrow was a special kind of commentator that made you appreciate wrestling more so than anything. And that's part of it. That's part of the gimmick. That's part of the wrestling culture. And if you got some lame, and I think that's why a lot of people they dislike watching baseball, is because sometimes the commentary can be lame. Ball one,
no, for sure.
Ball two, oh, there goes the strike. And there's commentators that are like that. That's why I'm glad I'm a Yankees fan, because they got some animated commentators on there, which makes the game a little bit more exciting. Appreciate the man. He was good. This is a big hit for NXT, in my opinion.
Yeah. Let me tell you this. How about this? Take Tom Phillips off of NXT, or whoever the other guy is. It may not even be Tom Phillips. Whoever that guy is, put him on Raw, and put Byron with Wade Barrett and Beth Phoenix.
Yeah.
And I think the excitement that Byron, I think if anybody can come close to the excitement that Mauro Ranallo has,
is Byron.
I think give Byron that spot, because Byron too is a huge fan of wrestling. He was a wrestler himself. I think it brings some kind of light to the darkness, you know? Yeah. Wade Barrett, as great as he is talking, is just not exciting to hear.
Sounds too much of a pirate.
Yes. And,
so, yeah.
So, anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar is a free agent.
Well,
again,
from what is being told, he just let the contract run out because he doesn't want to negotiate right now. But all signs point that he will re-sign with WWE when he's ready.
Of course,
he's not
going to do a.
He's not going to go to UFC because he did not. There was something about he had to do something. I don't know, and he didn't do it. So he's not going to UFC.
Yeah.
He's just waiting.
There are rumors that he'll go to Bellator and have a mega fight against Fedor Emelianenko.
They're throwing that option out there for him, but he won't go to Bellator either.
Yeah,
he won't.
I mean, if the money's right, Brock is one of those guys.
Yeah.
Brock is like us. If the money's right, we'll do it.
But at the same time, though, with Brock, he knows, like the UFC, that's the pinnacle of MMA.
Yeah,
he's not gonna go anywhere else under that. At this point of his career, he's not. Same thing with wrestling. He knows WWE is on top of the game. He's not gonna go to Ring of Honor. So
yeah,
that's
all right.
He's got enough money. He's got so much money that at this point of his career,
does Vince.
So does Vince.
Does Vince McMahon.
That is true.
I want more
money. But the thing with Brock is, like I said, his as far as his morals go, he won't, I guess, degrade himself by going to Bellator. He won't degrade himself by going to Ring of Honor. Not dissing those companies out. I'm not, but
to him, that's what it is. Yeah,
exactly. So he's, like I said, he's got enough money as it is. So he doesn't. He won't. He just won't do it. He won't.
And speaking of Vince and his greed, Vince McMahon doesn't want wrestlers working for third-party dealers such as Twitch and YouTube and many other third parties where they use their real names or they use their wrestling names to get extra money.
Yeah.
What ridiculousness is this?
Yeah. Well, I will say this. I'm glad he kind of did that, because then I don't have to hear Lana on Monday Night Raw referring to TikTok. Jeez, I'm like, Jesus, Lana, oh, really? You're really trying to push your TikTok? And she can't even say TikTok right. Oh my God, you don't even have a TikTok.
I think it was Lana, from what I've been hearing, it was Lana that pushed it over the edge. Apparently she did an ad on her Instagram, and Vince McMahon was like, all right, that's enough. That's enough. That was it right there. It was just like, it was enough. Vince McMahon was just like, no more ads. Yeah. No more publicizing your names. Mm-hmm. And they're... What is it? Contractors? What is it? They're
independent contractors.
Independent contractors. Mm-hmm. So what's your business? Listen, man, I'm a educator, but outside of that, I'm trying to make money. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to do other jobs on the side. You can't stop me from doing that. The one thing, and I will tell you this: the one thing that the education department does do is they say you can't go out and do tutoring with students from the education field that you're in. So, like, within your range of people. You can't do tutoring because that's, like, breach of your contract. Okay, that's fine. They're independent contractors. Yeah. They should be able to do whatever the fuck they want. And if they're using their real name, so be it. Yeah. And because Vince McMahon does all the names, so the wrestling names, so then fine. So like Alexa Bliss changed her name to Lexi Kaufman. Mm-hmm. Roman Reigns put Joe and Noah. So it's like they're like, all right, fuck you, Vince. We're gonna still do this. But Vince McMahon is giving them a deadline. He's like, get off by October 2nd. Yeah. And or they're gonna be facing fines. Now, what's your take on this? What's your POV?
Well,
on Vince McMahon doing this?
I think it's wrong. If they want to make extra money, why are you going to stop them from making extra money? Especially if they feel that you didn't pay them what they should be paid. AJ Styles, he has a Twitch channel that he plays video games on. He answers questions. I mean, come on. You can't stop them from having a social media account. Now, I will say this. I will play devil's advocate. Thinking of it this way, as in your job, because you're a teacher, do you think that your job would tolerate you being on TikTok or YouTube doing something for them while you're in their classroom?
Oh, no. For sure, no.
So they have that right to say, hey, we don't want you on during business hours. So if you get caught, and I've seen several people that I know got fired because they were on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook Live while they were at work, and they got fired because of that. Yeah. So I'm not saying that this is the same thing, but to me, it seems like when these guys are doing TikTok or Twitch or YouTube or Instagram or even Facebook Live, that they're doing it on the off time, on their downtime.
Yeah, of course.
So why would you try to stop them from that, especially if they're successful? But if I could understand if they do it like they're in the back and they're in the locker room sitting down. I can understand that because it's their work time. But why are you going to stop somebody from making money because of your own greed? Because the way I look at it is that, like, Vince, how I'm taking it is Vince wants some of that money.
Of course.
And it's like,
I hear Big E has potential to make $150,000 extra a year doing what he does.
Wow.
So it's just like Vince McMahon is like, oh, what? I'm paying him $500,000 already. And it's like, come on, Vince. But let the man eat.
Yeah. But think of it this way, and I'll throw this scenario at you too. Is that, all right, you brought up Big E, and let's just say if you are the employer, the boss, and you see that he is making that much money, do you think for yourself, like, so why am I paying him then? Or is he going to leave because he found money that he can make more of over there than he can with me, and then I'm going to lose the guy. So now I got to put a stop to it.
I mean, the way I look at it is I would take him for what he's worth, you know, like let him run his contract, and when it comes to renewing the contract, then I'll take that in consideration. How much he's making outside of my company, then maybe I'll make some alterations. But while you're on the contract, I can't do jack shit.
Yeah.
I also look at it as an opportunity to make your own WWE official Twitch account or other accounts in which you could put superstars on. Say, all right, you'll get 80% as long as I get 20%, you know?
Right.
And you can do that. WWE as a whole has a bigger name and has more of an upside than, say, a Joe and Noah.
Yeah.
Because not everybody knows who Joe and Noah is.
Right.
But if you put the WWE name and WWE puts up live on Twitch Roman Reigns, you're going to get millions upon millions instead of 100,000 people.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So it's just like there is an upside to this. I think what Vince McMahon is doing is wrong. Allow the people to do what they want. Yeah. Allow them to get their own. Just try to find a way to get yourself into that door. Don't take away. Yeah. Add to it.
Yeah. And
that's what WWE did in general. I mean, territory days. They added to it. They took wrestlers from outside sources. They pulled them in. And then the other companies were like, well, damn, you took all the fucking guys. So do the same thing. Take all the fans away from them.
That is true, but there's so many things to this that it makes it kind of difficult, and it makes Vince look like an asshole. For instance, like a big example, actually, Xavier Woods. He's got up, down, down. He's got well over 1 million followers and 1 million subscribers.
That's going to sting.
You know what I'm saying? That's going to hurt big time. And you're going to take that away from him? He's earned that to do that. He did it himself. He didn't need WWE for that. He did it himself, and he did a really good job. Is it because of his name? Yeah. But actually, he goes by a different name on Up, Down, Down on his channel. So he's not using WWE. He's using his own shit, and he did that himself. I have to say the same thing with AJ Styles. Is it because of his name? I don't know. But at the same time, here's some of the things you're going to run into. The one thing WWE can't do is say you can't use your name if it's your real name. If that's your birth name, they can't take that away. Get the fuck out of here. Is AJ Styles, is that his real name? Alan James?
It's something like that, yeah.
It is, right? Yeah. I don't think WWE owns that. Just like WWE doesn't own Samoa Joe. WWE doesn't own who's the other ones? There's other ones out there. I forgot. But either way. Chris Jericho. They don't own that. And I think that's the one thing that always pisses WWE off is that they're always trying to own something. They're always trying to own everything. And they can't own your damn birth name. They can't. They just can't. They can't tell you, well, you can't use Chris Jericho no more. That's my birth name, dumbass. Well, it's not his birth name, but I know that. But just saying. They can't say that. You can use your fucking birth name. They can't own it because that's their birth name. That's why they stress so hard on
changing it,
giving you a name. Yeah, because they want to own it. Why do you think Cody Rhodes, he can't use Cody Rhodes during his run now in AEW? Why? Because WWE owns the Rhodes name, which to me it's fucked up because I've always for the longest time, not gonna lie, before I got into the business, I always thought Dusty Rhodes was his birth name, Dusty Rhodes. So what happens? He has kids. Their kids are coming into the wrestling business, and they using what? Rhodes. So Dustin Rhodes, Cody Rhodes. So for the longest, I thought that was their birth name, and obviously it's not. But that's why they're not really putting up a fight either, if you notice. But he's just going by Cody. That's it. Yeah. And Dustin is going by Dustin, the Natural Nightmare or some shit like that, something crazy like that. But I disagree with it because it's like I said, if these guys if it's a way for them to make money, let them do it. Who the fuck cares? Yeah. Because the one thing everybody's gonna understand too, wrestling is not is very few that uses wrestling as a career, like a long-term career. Wrestling is very, very difficult. We just mentioned earlier that it is all of them. They're independent contractors. So at any given time, WWE, we don't need you no more, and release them. Then what are you going to do? They got to go somewhere else.
Did you know that John Cena actually cuts a check? He cuts a check to Vince, even though he's making like movies, like Transformers.
Yeah.
He cuts Vince a check for that.
Yep.
And he said on the Howard Stern show that he's fine with that. He's fine giving Vince, because Vince gave him that opportunity. So he just felt like, okay, so here you go. I'm going to give you this check that you didn't earn because you gave me life, basically. He's like, I'm giving back to God. So kind of ridiculous.
It is.
But
it is. He's still using that name. And that's why, if you think about it, too, The Rock, he goes by Dwayne Johnson. That's his birth name. And if you know, Vince can't do nothing about that. He can't. Yep.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, The Rock, because The Rock and his whole family had, big emphasis on had, COVID-19. His wife and his 2 daughters. Yeah, The Rock. And his wife and 2 young daughters all had COVID-19. They have since recovered, and he put out online just basically wear a fucking mask. Moving on, AOP, the Authors of Pain, have been released from the WWE contracts. It seemed to shock a lot of people. I, for one, am not shocked. I, for one, am don't care, because I wasn't the biggest AOP fan.
Wow.
I think we're talking about injury prone. They are very much so. And when you took away their manager and you gave what's his name, Rockstar Spud?
Drake Maverick.
Yeah, Drake Maverick.
Jesus.
You gave him that. Rockstar Spud is just so easier to remember than Drake Maverick. I don't know.
It is.
And you put him with them, and that went nowhere. And then you put them by themselves, and that goes nowhere.
Well, with Seth, actually.
No, they were by themselves at one point, and then you added them with Seth. That would have worked. It would have been better to have him with Seth, but then again, injury prone bites takes over. I don't care. I don't care that the AOP is not there anymore.
Yeah.
The tag team division is shit anywhere. On Raw. Yeah.
In my opinion, this was a big mistake. I don't want to say that they were accident prone or injury prone. This was only their second injury since being in the main roster. Look at what they did at NXT. They were very successful in NXT. They were badasses in NXT. A rumor that I heard was that there were when the one guy got hurt, and actually they were about to come back, that they were bringing Paul Ellering back to manage them again. And then of course COVID hit, and look what happened then. But they only suffered 2 injuries, but the injuries were significant enough to keep them out for a long time.
It's similar to FTR. FTR came to the main roster after a successful NXT run. Major injuries kept them out, and then WWE had nothing for them. They just buried them.
Well, they kept trying to keep them on too, because they know they wanted to leave. So that's why they were asking for an astronomical amount of money.
That's why it shows you what they think of AOP.
I know, right? That's fucked up. But here's the deal, though. With AOP, I think, number one, they're definitely dropping the ball with them. Number 2, they still could have used the one healthy one and kept him in with Seth Rollins. Because look what happened, honestly. He had Austin Theory with them. And then all this bullshit that came out, they took him off of TV for a while. I mean, he's back in NXT, so probably something happened where they might have not been true. But they still would have had the one other guy there. He could have been not a single star. I'm not going to push it that far, but they still could have used him as a hired gun, like the the bodyguard, so to speak, or
Yeah,
whatever.
no, I agree.
They could have still used him until the other guy got better, and then they could have brought him back. There was ways to still keep those guys alive, and they just didn't do it. I don't know why WWE does this bullshit with tag teams. If one gets hurt, they both get hurt. Why?
Yeah,
They
I
shut
agree
me
with
up
you.
last night, but they still doing it for a long time. And I hate you're gonna laugh at this one, Rick, but you know how I always hate when people say, "Well, they're gonna go to AEW," but I hope they do go to AEW because just to show Vince that this is what you missed out on. Because those guys, they have the look, they have the size, they're still a little bit green. I noticed from their matches, but they obviously they're gonna get better. They have been getting better. Put them with they really dropped the ball with these guys. I don't know whose call it was. If it was Vince's call, this is probably one of the worst calls he's made, because exactly what you just said, their tag division is shit.
Yeah,
It's shit. And you know it's shit because they keep throwing two people together just to form a tag. And it's like, why do that when you already had some people that were already established tags? And when we go over Raw, we're going to talk about it even more.
Yep. With that being said, go to the rumors.
All right. Now, here's the rumors. Are you ready for this? There's
Yes.
the plan calls for SmackDown's top heel to be Roman Reigns, and the brand's top babyface will be Bray Wyatt. What do you think of that? Yeah. But if that's the case, then we should not see the Fiend for a long time.
Yeah.
It should be just the Bray Wyatt Funhouse, Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
If that's the case, if he's gonna be top babyface, you can't have the Fiend as a babyface.
No.
Bray Wyatt's Funhouse. Yes, I can see him.
What I can say is, do it like, if you're gonna do that, which I totally disagree with, do it like Finn Balor, where he brings the demon gimmick out for pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Or stuff like that. That's the only way I see you making him a babyface.
Yeah. But it's got, like I said, it's got to be the Funhouse, the Firefly Funhouse Bray that you have to keep showing, because he can still pull it off. He can.
Yeah.
And then when he gets angry or mean, or if he's about to go on that dark side, that's when the Fiend should come out, but not while he's still a babyface, though.
Yeah.
That's going to be difficult in itself, and I think a lot of people are going to get mad because of the simple fact that if he's going to be the top brand's babyface, the brand's top babyface, then you can't have the Fiend mixed in this. You just can't. It doesn't work. It really doesn't.
I agree.
For some weird reason, though, because you mentioned Finn Balor, that worked. That worked.
Yeah.
For some odd reason. But I think it's just because we were programmed with Bray Wyatt to see him as a heel. His main thing is hurting heel. So so that's going to kind of be hard to promote as a babyface. All right, NXT. If you watched on Tuesday in the Iron Man match, there were two options for this finish in the match. The tie ending with, and having Pat McAfee interfere to cause Adam Cole the match. So I think, honestly, they're going to incorporate that into next week's match.
Yeah, that would work.
And then Finn will be the NXT champion. I think that's what's going to end up happening, and then that way they can have another match between the two. Tony Khan, he revealed that the All Out pre-show again with Big Swole and versus Britt Baker will be a cinematic match. So it will take place in Britt Baker's dental office. Now, the reason why I brought this up is because AEW fanboys, okay? Every time WWE something, they always say, well, they took it from AEW, well, they took it from TNA, or they took it from somebody. Aren't y'all doing the same fucking thing with this? But they won't say that. They're not ready for that conversation. Listen, I don't want people thinking I'm bashing AEW. I'm not.
No.
I'm bashing.
No.
But I'm bashing the AEW fanboys. I don't care who does it. I don't care if WWE does something and then AEW does it. I really don't. But
I
go, when you're going out of your way to say that WWE is copying, and then AEW does it and you don't say nothing about it, it makes you a fucking hypocrite. Makes you a fucking idiot. Because it's just like I said, the storyline that happened between Brody Lee and Cody with the belt, and he's saying he got one. I did not hear one goddamn AEW fanboy say, well, didn't WWE just did that with the Hurt Business? And they didn't. They didn't.
True. You're right.
It was the same concept. And none of y'all motherfuckers ain't saying shit. That's why I can't stand you motherfuckers. Because it's like I said, I never want to see a wrestling promotion go down under. I don't. I wish them all success. But when you got these AEW fanboys who don't recognize what they do is the same shit that WWE does and trying to make you think that AEW is the freaking top notch, it's the cat's meow, get the fuck out of here. I hate that. I really do. That's why I threw that in there. All right, and finally, you ready for this, Rick?
Let's do it.
Nigel McGuinness is expected to return to the WWE soon. They didn't say where.
Commentary?
Well, yeah, he's going to be commentary, but they didn't say where he's going to do commentary.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Probably NXT UK, maybe?
He would fit in there.
Yeah.
He would fit in there. But because I don't see him doing especially if they sign Wade Barrett to commentary for NXT, I really don't see him with Wade... I'm not dissing the language. I'm not dissing the way they talk, but to have two people talk almost similar, that it kind of throws it off, yeah?
Well, not really, because Wade Barrett is down air. And Nigel McGuinness is up here. Don't you think, mate?
But no, I'm not trying to say that disrespectfully. I'm just saying to have those two in the same, it won't mix. Like, all right, put it this way: it's like having what's her name, Renee Young and Beth Phoenix doing commentary. It doesn't. Yeah. It won't fit. Not just like, because they're women. It's just because they're. I guess. I don't know. It just doesn't fit.
No, yeah. It's just like kind of like having two podcasts where it's two Canadians on one show and then two Puerto Ricans on the other.
Exactly.
It's just stupid.
It's just dumb.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, exactly. See, you knew where I was going. Jesus Christ. All right, what do you got for injury?
I don't know if this injury is real or not. Rey Mysterio, torn tricep. Is that real? I don't know.
Actually, he was on a podcast. I forgot which one. And he mentioned that he does a lot of stem cell injections. And he swears by them. And he did mention, and this was before he had this injury, that he had tricep issues. And he would do the stem cells and they would like rejuvenate whatever that was wrong with his triceps. And then go figure, he had a tricep injury that they're saying that it's not really that serious. So I'm assuming that this all happened before? I'm not sure. He just needs time to heal?
Or this motherfucker had a tricep injury from the beginning and signed that 3-year contract.
Exactly, slick motherfucker. But what do you think overall of Ray? Should he retire now, or should he just do something backstage, or what?
No, retire.
Altogether? Don't do nothing with wrestling?
No, bye, Ray.
I think as a wrestler, he should retire. There's other things he can do.
I mean, does 205 Live still need a general manager?
Yeah, there you go. General manager. There you go. I don't know. That's hard to tell. That's a tough one there. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. That's all I can say. That's all I ever say.
Let's jump into the hot tag news where it's Johnny Garga-No more.
No more. Fuck him.
No more with that. You know, I I wanted to talk about this because I wanted to see what people really thought about Johnny Gargano's run. Is it getting stale? Is it over? Like, is it getting tiresome? You know, he's in every NXT title picture, whatever title it may be. He's at every NXT takeover. When he gets injured, he's still on TV.
Yeah.
Or they'll make mention of him. It's just, for me, it's tiresome. I'm over it. I don't want to hear from Johnny Gargano no more on NXT.
I honestly, I can't even say that he's one of the great wrestlers that they have, because even when I'm watching him wrestle, he overacts, he oversells, and I get it. Yeah, he is short, so he should be, but it's all about the facial expressions too. It's not believable. I'm sorry.
He's not a believable heel. The way he talks, it's just everything about him. Listen, I told you in the beginning, I was like, okay, Johnny Gargano, he's pretty good. But then he got the Daniel Bryan effect. Yeah. Where it was just like, everybody, Johnny wrestling. Yeah. And it was just like, what do you guys see in this dude?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, he looks like an 80s porn star, for one. It's not, I don't know, dude. It's just the things that he does. It is not believable. I'm sorry. A lot of times, you know what, honestly, and I've said this many, many, many times, is the fact that he acts like a wrestler instead of being that wrestler. And I see that all the time with him in his promos, in his wrestling in itself, where he acts like he's a wrestler instead of being that wrestler. And that's, for me, I think that's the biggest thing with Johnny Gargano. But what gets me more upset is, and we've been saying this for God knows how long, why does he need to be involved in that title picture when he just lost the week prior?
Yeah.
That does not make sense. Oh, because he was a former champion? That's why? No. Put people in there that does that. Like, Adam Cole definitely needed to be in there because he lost one match in a year. So, he needs to be in there. Finn Balor, because he just won his previous match at a takeover. Tommaso Ciampa's another one that's climbing up in that ranks of the Johnny Gargano too, where why does he need to be involved in this?
No, I agree.
He has this Napoleon complex syndrome where, dude, you're not that big to be acting like you can beat everybody up. I'm sorry. For me, he's another one. But I will say this. Talent-wise, character-wise, is better than Johnny Gargano.
Yeah, he has more depth to him.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's more believable than Johnny Gargano, I tell you that much.
Yeah, he's not as irritating. And you know what?
No.
He also has the look of a undersized gnome.
Jesus.
Like an angry gnome. Johnny Gargano just looks like he works at fucking Blockbuster.
Trying to sell 80s porn movies.
Blockbuster was a store that you would go to rent
for those that don't
VHS tapes. And VHS tapes were tapes that you would use to play movies before DVDs.
If they are familiar with cassette tapes, those are 10 times bigger than the cassette tape, is what it is. If they're familiar.
Exactly.
And
a cassette tape
you put in this machine, this object called a Walkman. You didn't walk with it, but it was called a Walkman. It was a square box. Push a button. Flips. I can't even describe it.
Listen, if Walkmen were still around today, they would be called Walk People.
True.
Or Walk Person.
Walk Person. That's what it would be called. Walk Person.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be called a Walkman.
So when it comes to Johnny Gargano, I say Gargano more.
I agree with you. I agree because I don't see it. I honestly don't, man. That's tough. It's tough.
And I know some of the comments that we got on this was just basically focusing around, like we got from Josh Sanders, we got from Kalen Knox, Clay Cummings. They all mentioned that his run is tiresome and that it did run out in NXT, but that he should go to the main roster. No, people.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that. No, he does not belong in the main roster because, yes, he will get swallowed and he will die quickly on the main roster.
He would.
No, give him a lengthy amount of time off and return to NXT, and he only can be in NXT. There's nowhere else for him to go. Him and Ciampa can't. Like when Ciampa said that he'll quit before he goes to the main roster. No, bro, you're not going to survive on the main roster. He attacked that before they came at him. He was just like, no, don't send me to the main roster. Triple H was like, bro, we weren't going. What do you think? You were going to be in the Royal Rumble?
Oh Lord, what? You thought you was going to be in the U.S. title picture? No. Well, speaking of those fellas, they did say, Kalen Knox, now this is interesting what he wrote. He said, problem is, if they move him to the main roster, he would be a jobber. They have plenty of talented people on the main roster that they're doing nothing with. Look at Mustafa Ali. He should be a main eventer, but he probably never will be. They've got Ricochet, Cedric Alexander, Cesaro, Shinsuke Nakamura, Sami Zayn, lots of talented people who will never be given a top spot. Why would Gargano be treated any better than any of them?
I disagree. I think only the people, Cesaro and Nakamura, deserve to be in the top. Everybody else, they don't belong on the top. So, no, I disagree with that, Kalen.
Yeah. Josh Sanders says, I thought months ago he was getting called up to for Raw. To answer the question, though, yes, he has done all he can and more on NXT. Time for bigger things. If he goes to the main roster, who's he going to have bigger things with? Nobody. They're going to drop him out. And
he's just grown stale. He needs to revamp. Johnny Wrestling, that's your character?
Yeah.
Come on.
Clay Cummings, he says, time for Johnny to go to Raw or SmackDown. His time in NXT has ran its course. Please, something different.
Yeah, you know what he should do? He should have a baby, Clay, and take time off with his wife.
That is true. But then that get rid of Candice LeRae.
Yeah, whoa! Yes, do that too. Because her and fucking Tegan Knox, since when they were fucking friends, it just doesn't make sense. Tony, I'm getting aggravated, I'm getting agitated, and I'm getting irritable bowel syndrome. So I need to take a break.
Wow. IBS. Nothing to play with. All right, so if anybody else has a hot tag they want us to discuss, drop it on our Facebook page. We will gladly entertain it and talk about it, and just be aware. There are cruel people out there that will probably dish your comment or whatever, but that's okay. We might defend you, or we might agree with them. So just keep that in mind. All right, so you know what? Let's go into the WWE PayBack pay-per-view.
Yeah, let's do it. So
I gotta say, this pay-per-view was better than SummerSlam.
For sure.
You know?
For sure. I agree with that.
I ranked a lot of these matches high. Put it this way, Rick. There is not one match on here that's below a 2. Yes.
Wow.
I did not throw a 1 in there and 1.5. There was a 2, which was honestly, and I will say, I go with my lowest, which was a 2, which was the Universal Championship between Bray, Braun, and Roman. We all knew that was going to happen, so that's why I gave it a 2. But the match was still entertaining.
I gave it a 2 as well.
It was still good.
Yeah.
I think they could have done away with the breaking down of the ring. Come on, man. Honestly, it's been done too much.
Yeah.
It's true. It's like, come on, we get it. Stop. Oh, because you know what's going to happen? The next time Braun goes off the top, that you're going to have to do it again.
Yeah.
It's like, and for what? It's dumb. And then on top of that, what really did it in for me was the ref. He tried like 5 times to go over the top
Little
rope.
H.
And he couldn't do it. Go watch it
Charles
again.
Robinson. I saw it. The overacting and just trying to get over.
Ridiculous. Dumb. Oh, boy. All right. So my highest, though, was a 3, and I gave it to the Big E versus Sheamus match.
Yes.
That was a good match. I cannot. There was nothing. It was good. It wasn't great, but it was still good enough to harness it to 3. Of course, other notables is the Bayley and Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. I'm kind of glad they won the titles. Yeah, sure. Why not? My side note, though. Now, mind you, I just gave Big E versus Sheamus a 3. That was, for me, the highlight of the match or the show. But the ending, what Big E was doing, yelling at Corey Graves. My thing is, bruh, nobody is doubting Big E. No. Who was doubting that? The only thing we're saying is get away from New Day. Be your own person. He just needs to get away from New Day. That's it. That's it. Nobody, but the thing is, he's yelling at Corey Graves like, "Don't doubt me. Don't do this. Don't." It's like, bruh, nobody's doubting you. It's like, I did not hear anyone doubting Big E. They're only saying that he needs to get away from New Day. Bruh.
Yes, I agree.
That's it. Overall, though, I gave WWE Payback pay-per-view a 2.5. Rick.
Wow, right in the middle. A little average pay-per-view there.
Yep.
I agree with you on the high point. Big E and Sheamus, I gave that a 3 as well. I thought it was a really good matchup. I also gave a 3 to Shayna and Nia defeating Bayley and Sasha.
Wow.
I thought it was a good match. I was entertained by it. Nia surprised me in some spots. I love the finish. Shayna with the submission on both Sasha and Bayley. My low points, though, and I did go below a 2 a couple of times. Ray and Dominic defeating Seth and Murphy, gave that a 1. This match was way too fucking long. Dominic Mysterio, I do not see what the hell people are seeing in this kid.
I see it.
What I see is a kid, first of all, underdeveloped. The guy needs to pick up some weights. He needs to do something. Because
he is, though.
He needs to take a protein bar, something. The gear is atrocious. Mm-hmm. It just does not fit right. Something about it. It's just like his shoulders are up too high to his neck, up under his neck. His arms are fucking dangling. And just hi dad. It just doesn't fucking fit right. It doesn't look good, and I can't see him without a shirt on because he's fucking as underdeveloped as a prepubescent teen.
Jesus Christ.
No, a 1. Terrible match. And I also gave a 1.5 to Riddle defeating Corbin. Corbin can't keep fucking losing people. And you know what? And we're going to get in on this. Because when we talk about SmackDown, people were upset that Riddle fucking ate the pin.
Yeah.
Fucking Riddle can lose. Who said he's going to be fucking undefeated? Undefeated. He's going to be undefeated and shit. Got me fucking
the Tony Diaz syndrome just now.
Yeah.
I agree. Goddamn.
Let's talk about this. Keith Lee defeating Orton. Gave that a 2. Mm-hmm. The Keith Lee's pace has slowed down immensely in the last couple of months.
What about that gear?
And, everything about it. First of all, fucking looking like fucking Nyla Rose coming out and shit.
Jesus Christ.
The fuck was that supposed to be?
It was supposed to be something from anime he was doing.
That's another thing. Listen, man. I get it that wrestling fans are nerds. I get it. Yeah. You want to call us fucking nerds? Call us fucking nerds. But don't fucking add anime and all this other shit. Like you are fucking going above and beyond nerdom now.
Especially if you're not a fan of anime, or if you don't even watch anime, because
all
when
the
he
fucking
came out,
anime references,
like when he
all
came
the fucking
out,
video game references, enough is enough, and it's time for fucking change. Overall, I gave Payback a 2.1 this week.
Wow.
And don't forget my stuff. What did you do? I did a poll. Is Roman and Heyman together best for business? 100% of the people said yes.
Damn. Holy shit. That is crazy.
Yeah. I think it is best for business. I think
so too.
It's best for Roman.
And we'll get over We'll go over that in SmackDown.
Yeah. But my IBS is starting up, so I'm gonna have to take a pause.
I think we covered a lot so far, so we will take a pause. When we come back, we got This Week in Wrestling, and we are going to give our predictions for the AEW All-In pay-per-view tonight. Sorry, we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm WWE superstar Charlotte Flair, also known as the Queen, and listen to Wrestling POV podcast, and always do it with Flair. Woo!
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com/WrestlingPOV and get yourself a Wrestling POV podcast shirt today, or a Wrestling POV Global shirt today for $19.99 plus shipping and handling. Guys, help us by helping you help us. Guys, all that money, some of it comes our way and helps us format all of these shows that we run on our networks. Running it on iTunes, YouTube, Podbean, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn Radio for free for you guys, but it costs us a pretty penny. So make sure you buy a shirt today and help support us. We have Wrestling POV Podcast, which we have every Saturday, Wrestling POV Global every Friday night with the guys from Canada, TJ Logan and Elio Canella, where they cover everything outside of WWE, including AEW. Also, we have WPOV Quarantine, where we have special guests from all over the world coming together to talk about wrestling on our Facebook page. Make sure you check that out. And soon to be coming to iTunes and YouTube and Podbean, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn Radio soon.
Yeah. And also, another announcement that we're going to be debuting another show tomorrow.
Yes.
It is the Wrestling POV Aftermath.
Yeah,
So
and basically
right
what
after
that
any
is...
major pay-per-views.
Yes, any major pay-per-views, you can find myself, Tony Diaz, Elio Canella, TJ Logan, or one of those pairings together to talk about these pay-per-views. Yes.
Collective.
And again, buy a fucking shirt.
It's on sale, for Christ's sake.
It's 20% off. I forgot. Labor Day sale. You have until Monday to buy a shirt.
Yeah.
And for 20% off. Good thing. Mr. Rick, when the hell am I getting a shirt? Well, you have a shirt on ProWrestlingTees.com/WrestlingPOV podcast. Miguel Cole's new spray paint shirt because he's a fucking menace to society. So pick up that shirt today. Do they have it in puppet small?
Oh, Jesus.
No.
That'd be a children's onesie.
Let's just buy a shirt. We're going into This Week in Wrestling. Tony, we're wrong.
Yeah, This Week in Wrestling. I'll tell you this much before we go even further, is that This Week in Wrestling was pretty good. Not bad.
Yeah.
It was an upgrade to last week, I tell you that much.
For sure.
That much. Sure. But I will say this, there was 2 shows I was a little bit disappointed with. All right, so you guys will know by the time I'm done. All right, for Raw, the highest moment, and I know you're going to hate this, Rick, it was between Dominic versus Seth. I gave it a 3.5. It was, yes, it was a good match. And I tell you why. You know what, though? I do agree with your comment about his gear, his look, and da-da-da. But you got to remember, he's just starting. He's a baby. He's a baby. Let him develop. He'll get there.
Yeah, he doesn't deserve top spots on SummerSlam and on Raw. I'm sorry.
That I agree with. But I think storytelling-wise, because with Ray being hurt, because think about it, it wasn't supposed to be him. It was supposed to be Ray. So I kind of get why they did it. It made sense. You know what I'm saying? It really did make sense. But the match in itself, here's the thing: is despite what anybody says about Seth Rollins, and there have been comments, and we made comments on our show too, that he's careless and da-da-da. But lately, I tell you, with Dominic, doing this thing with Dominic, it's because of him. It's because of him. And I'll tell you who, and nobody hasn't talked about this either, Buddy Murphy too. That match they had last week, he made Dominic shine. Seth Rollins, he's making Dominic shine. And it
let me throw this at you about Dominic with the fucking arm drags. How many arm drags is he going to do?
Yeah.
Jumping off the top, jumping off the ropes, doing arm drags. That's what Humberto Carrillo was doing. Yeah. And he does it flawlessly.
He does.
Dominic doesn't even do it flawlessly. Yeah. And it's just
he's
like...
getting there. But he still does it good. But
he does it okay.
But
he does what I think I can do.
Right. He's not. He doesn't do it like him. What was that?
He does it like I think I can do in my head.
But he's getting there. You got to remember, he's still green to the game. But he's getting better. He's getting better. But like I said, it takes the other guy to make you shine too. And Seth Rollins, I'm telling you, he's the main reason why Dominic is looking that good. But then you have to give credit to Dominic too, because he is, the training is showing in his work. Does he? But I do agree with it. He does not belong in these top spots right now. He doesn't.
No.
I think they need to finish this storyline on Monday and have him do something else. Put him in NXT and let him start his career there. But that was for me. That was the highlight for Raw. A second one though was Randy versus Seth versus Keith Lee.
Yes,
I like how they ended it. I gave it a 3. The lowest points of Raw for me was the MVP Lounge. I gave it a 1. It was terrible. Stop, just stop. The other second closest to the low point, it was Randy Orton in the beginning. That promo, wasn't really a fan of that. And the Iconics versus Ruby and Liv splitting up the Iconics. Everybody was pissed about this.
Yeah.
They were mad, and I agree with them.
We said it. We said, who's Shawn of the group? Mm-hmm. We thought it was Billy Kay. Right?
Yeah.
And then a week later, Vince McMahon was like, oh, fuck, they think it's Billy Kay. We got to switch it up. And Vince fucking comes out saying that Peyton Royce is the fucking top star of the team.
In his eyes.
What are they going to... Don't do it to fucking... Don't job out Billy Kay. Please don't do that to her.
Well, with that under fucking... The underground...
Raw underground shit, yep.
It happened then.
Yeah. She'll be out for months now.
Yeah. I'm upset, but... let's see where it goes. Hopefully it's something good. Hopefully they'll just change their mind and say, you know what? Nah, they got to go back together. Because they're kind of still new to the game too. They are. But as a tag team, though, I think they fit so much better as a tag team instead of individual. I'm sorry. But at the same time, when we even discussed it about who's Shawn, in my opinion, they did split up, but I think Billy Kay would be the one to shine more because she has more character than Peyton Royce. Yeah. She has way more character than Peyton Royce. I'm just upset with that. Before I give you my final, I got to put something in the book. We've been talking about this for a long time, and it's due. I'm sorry. I'm tired of it. And again, Rick, I'm blaming you because you bring it out every fucking Monday night. Angelo Dawkins. I'm putting his ass in the book.
Yeah.
He went longer this week. Jesus Christ. So I'm calling it Angelo. I'm calling it, no, Angelo is in the book.
All right. Yeah. No, Angelo. You just read the book.
All right. So overall, I gave Raw a 2.04.
Wow. Okay. For me, I do agree with your one of your high spots. Orton defeating Lee and Rollins. I gave it a 3. I thought the way the match finished, especially with Orton after. First of all, Keith Lee was not in the right spot to take the RKO, which was kind of upsetting. But the way Orton recovered and did a somersault over Keith Lee to pin was epic.
Yep.
That was great. I do think the Riot Squad versus the Iconics match was really good. I gave it a 3. I was not impressed with the results.
Yeah, and I think that's what affected the score when I did it.
Yeah. For me, the low moments, the VIP lounge. Hurt Business defeating Apollo, Ricochet, and Cedric in the fucking Raw Underground. Mm-hmm. Why would you job them out after all that fucking hype? I got your back. I got your back. We got this. We got this. You jobbed them out.
Yeah, no,
ridiculous. I do want to mention a couple of things. I was on the verge of giving Raw Underground one of its highest grades I've ever given it. I was going to give it a 2.
Oh, wow.
With Titus O'Neil.
Yeah.
And they made him lose. Why? To Riddick fucking Moss. Titus looks so badass. And I was just like, all right, they're going to fucking reinvent this dude.
Yeah.
No! You give it to another fucking loser in Riddick Moss. Another fucking Mojo Rawley. Give Titus a chance. Give him something. Fuck. The guy embarrassed himself. He slid under a fucking ring. And then another bad thing that just irritated the fuck out of me. Why the fuck is Asuka on commentary?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Is she not irritating the fuck out of you lately?
Lately?
Yeah. Well, okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no. Lately, yes. Before it was okay. And I was like, okay, that's different. But if you're not going to, like, put it this way. Vince, and I will throw this out there. And I don't want to sound like that guy, but I'm going to be this guy. Vince was forcing Andrade to learn English and speak English in his promo, and he has. Why isn't he doing the same for Asuka?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You are the world champion. And like I said, I don't want to sound like this guy, but I don't want to sound like well, you're in this country, you need to speak English. No, I'm not going to sound like that. But if you're going to be the focal point of a organization, shouldn't you know a little bit of English? Shouldn't you start trying at least to speak a little bit of English?
Or enunciating.
Yeah. It's like
look at Nakamura. Nakamura is struggling.
Yes.
He is struggling, but he's trying. And you know what they did?
Exactly.
They gave him Cesaro.
Yeah.
Give Cesaro all the lines and give fucking Nakamura his fucking 2 lines he can say.
Yes. I agree. That's exactly right. But the difference is also, too, is that at least Shinsuke is trying his promos in English.
Yeah.
You never once hear him speak in Japanese. Not once.
Yep.
He's always trying to do it in English, which I appreciate because at least it's there. And then as time goes on, he'll get better. But it just seems like they're saying, Asuka, no, you just do what you want to do. It's like, no. And
it messed up the match. And then when Mickey James wins, what do you think about fighting Mickey James? Good. But like, what? What?
Yeah, but, and again, people, I have to keep reiterating this. We're not making fun of the language, okay?
I kind of did there.
Yeah, he kind of did. But we're not doing it out of disrespect. We're just doing
that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm hearing that. And
because
Asuka,
honestly,
her strength is not talking. Why put her? It's the fault of the fucking producer who decided, let's put Asuka on fucking commentary.
Yeah.
Have her ringside. Have her backstage looking at the monitor, which I hate, but have her do that.
Yeah.
Don't have her talking.
Or just have her
that's
sit
not her strong
there.
suit.
Like they've done that before. Just have her sit there.
You're making her into a joke when she shouldn't be a joke.
Yeah.
She's the fucking women's champion. Overall, I gave Raw 1.8 this week. Terrible. Let's get into NXT. Mamma mia! I can't do that no more.
I know. Still do it. Fuck it.
It's going to be NXT POV. I'm afraid I've got some bad news. I'm going to come out and just say it, Tony. There was one match in particular. I mean, there wasn't many, but there was one match in particular that almost got a 5.
Well, damn.
And it was this Finn Balor, Adam Cole, Garga-No, and Ciampa match. I gave it a 4.5.
Wow.
It was an amazing Iron Man match. The finish was great. After the match, I was shaking with excitement. I turned to my wife and I said, I want more. I want them to finish this match now. But time was up.
Yeah.
There was no more time. So they said, we'll save it for next week. And I'm just like, no, why are you doing this? I want it to end now. It's so fucking good. Mm-hmm. And then my wife's like, well, that's why they're doing it, so you can watch it next week. And I'm like, but they got a fucking cage match next week. Yeah. Why can't they just finish it now? Yeah. But after giving it some time, I'm not upset about the draw and leaving it at that and having a matchup next week. I do want to say, Tony, we haven't had many opportunities to put a match of the year candidate into our vault. Oh, that's true. I do want to open it up, and I do want to put this match in there.
I agree.
What are your thoughts?
I agree.
All right, so let's open up the vault. Need some WD-40.
Squeaky.
So, Finn Balor, Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano, and Ciampa's Iron Man match has now joined Undisputed Era vs. Imperium from Worlds Collide and Adam Cole vs. Ciampa from TakeOver Portland. Wow. So we have 3 Match of the Year candidates in the fucking vault. Jesus. What does that tell you? And again, PWI, you got it wrong. Last year, Adam Cole had 4 out of the 8 of the Match of the Year candidates, including he won. And then this year, all 3 matches have him involved.
Wow.
Come on. What does that tell you?
I didn't realize that.
What does that tell you? My lowest point for NXT this week, Candice LeRae defeating Catanzaro. Can't stand Candice LeRae, but I'll tell you this. Catanzaro is not much better. I don't see it.
Yeah.
I gave that a 1. Honorable mention, I got to give it to my boy Timothy Thatcher defeating Bronson Reed. Timothy Thatcher, man, people. He's so fucking good. He's so good. I love this guy.
I think the reason why a lot of people don't like him is because his character is so bland.
But that's what's so good about it. It's because it's so old school. And speaking of old school, this Tuesday on Wrestling POV Quarantine, make sure you tune in on our Facebook page as they will be discussing grapplers, including Timothy Thatcher.
Nice.
So it'll be something cool to check out. So overall, I gave NXT this week a 2.5.
Wow. Holy shit. You ranked it high. Though I do agree with you with the final main event with Finn, Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole, and Tommaso Ciampa. I gave it a 3.5. But I'm not mad that you ranked it gave it a 4.5 either. There was just a few mistakes that I saw, and I think honestly what affected the score, and it was just him being there, was Johnny Gargano.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. I didn't like that he got the pin after Ciampa earned it. But that's a sneaky heel thing they try to do with him.
Yeah.
But I was more impressed with, first of all, when Finn Balor was in the corner and he was giving the stomps to both guys, that was impressive. And that's something we don't see a lot of, where with the ferocity and the anger and just going back and forth doing that, and it was an abundance of it. You know, it happened a lot, and I really enjoyed that side of Finn Balor. Adam Cole is next level. We already know this. And Ciampa, listen, we said what we said about Ciampa being annoying and overused on NXT, but the guy can fucking wrestle. You know, so I think give him that.
Yeah, but for me, the rest of the show, honestly, in my opinion, was atrocious. And the reason why I'm saying that is because there was a lot of things wrong. And honestly, it messed up NXT's score this week, the final score. A low point, and I agree with you, Candice LeRae versus Casey Catanzaro. I gave it a 1. Wasn't a big fan of it. The rest were 1s. The rest was 1s, and it kind of damaged NXT for their score because the final match was that good. But I can't give it a high score just because of that. I gotta, we're rating the whole thing, the whole shebang, the whole deal. I gave NXT an overall rating of a 1.88. But here are my side notes. Phantasma and Imperium made this match. The match that they had, it was Phantasma's group versus Breezango and Isaiah Squat. He did squat in this match. But no, Legado del Fantasma, and Imperium honestly made this match. I actually gave it a 2.5, but I was not impressed with Breezango and Isaiah. I wasn't. There was a lot of mistakes that they did, and I was just like, geez, man, come on. This had so much potential, but they just didn't do anything. If it wasn't for Legado del Fantasma and Imperium, this match would have honestly been a 0.5 if it wasn't for them. Now, you're probably going to hate me for this, but Candice LeRae, I like her finish. I like her finisher. Ugh. I like it. Yeah. I was impressed by it. But I am not a fan of Bronson Reed's entrance. For a big guy like that, you're coming out, like, give me something more than what he's just doing the hand gesture and pointing it, doing it towards the camera. I'm like, what are you doing? What is that supposed to mean? I don't get it. Why does Bronson Reed have to do that with the hand and the entrance? It's dumb.
Claw thing.
But he doesn't use a claw in this match.
That's true.
It's dumb. That's true. I know I'm being picky.
It's the Dark Order.
Hilarious. But I'm not. Do something else, bro. It's like I said. I know I'm sounding picky, but that entrance is shit. Overall, I gave NXT a 1.88.
Wow.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan this week of NXT.
It's time for AEW Dynamite. No.
This I'll be honest with you. You know what? I'll just take the reins first while you're saying no.
Go ahead.
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
No. I had to have rated this the lowest I've ever rated, I think. And I'll tell you the overall rating I gave it was a 1.35.
Wow.
1.35. The lowest I had, there was a bunch of them. But the very lowest I had was the Brian Cage promo. And I said Brian Cage, and I know that other idiot was the one that was doing it, but I don't like mentioning his name. So that's why I called it the Brian Cage promo. I gave it a 0.5. That was trash. Them guys were all over the place. All over the place.
Jake the Snake talking about nutting on
Jericho
people.
versus Joey Janela. What was that?
Jake the Snake talking about nutting on people.
Yeah. What the fuck is... the other I gave a 1 was Thunder Rosa versus Serena. Now, what's with the plastic belt? That was a kid's title. Yeah. Jesus. What is it with AEW and these kids' titles on the women? Stop.
Well, that's NWA's title.
Yeah, I know that.
This is even worse.
It's terrible. Oh, my God. Another one that I gave was Kenny Omega's promo.
Oh, my God,
Again, Jericho and Joey Janela, I gave that a 1. Made no sense. This whole show didn't make no sense, to be honest. The highest I gave, honestly, was a 2.5, and I gave that to Private Party and SCU versus Jurassic Express and the Young Bucks. At least they told the damn story, but that was it. Yeah. That was it. The Santana and Ortiz versus Best Friends, the ref botching the fucking 3 count. Dude, what the... And everybody is sticking up for this company? Come on, man. This is probably...
This is that go-home show.
You took the words right out of my mouth. This is probably the worst go-home show I've ever seen in my entire life. And I'm talking about all 4 goddamn brands. Here are my side notes. You ready for this shit?
Let's do it.
People were getting mad about the whole Jeff Hardy alcoholic storyline, right? Why isn't anybody talking about Adam Page's alcoholic storyline that they've been doing for the past year? No one's talking about it. That's okay. But then yet everybody else was talking about Jeff Hardy. Oh, they shouldn't be doing that. You know, it's a real problem. Da-da-da. All right, well, what about fucking... This is what I'm talking about when they do this shit. They complain about
But is Adam Page an alcoholic?
I don't know. But it's still an alcoholic story.
He acts like one.
He does act like one, coming out with the fucking red eyes and this. Like, come on. What the fuck? What are you doing?
He was disheveled.
What are you doing? But you know what I'm saying? No, they complain about that, but then it's okay when AEW does it? Makes no fucking sense, man. I am so pissed off. And wow, you know what? No, I'm gonna save this one for last. But I'm gonna get hated for making this comment right now. But I am not feeling JR on his commentary lately.
No, it's been bad.
What in God's name is he doing? He seems lost. He's not. You know what? And honestly, we talked about Mauro Ranallo being, what was the word? Hip to content.
Pop culture stuff.
Pop culture that's now. JR is stuck in the Attitude Era still.
Yeah.
He's not doing it for me. I don't know what it's. He's bad. And then on top of that, you got Tony Schiavone, who's even equally bad. And these guys, I idolized them at commentary back in the day.
Tony Schiavone needs to take out those fucking earrings.
Who?
Tony Schiavone needs to take out his fucking diamond earrings he got.
It doesn't fit him. I'm sorry, it doesn't. It doesn't. But oh my God. And then tonight, I got to hear this tonight in the AEW pay-per-view. And by the way, we have an Aftermath show tomorrow. I'll be on it with TJ Logan and Elio Canella discussing AEW, the pay-per-view. Just plugging it out there. Yeah. And finally, and you, Rick, you're going to appreciate this because MJF paid homage to you with ripping his pants in the final segment. It's like, Jesus, didn't want to see that. Overall, I already told you, I gave it a 1.35 this week.
Yeah, I'm with you. Taz, Jake, and Eddie, that promo was trash. The Aftermath was trash. 0.5, I gave that. The Young Bucks and the Jurassic Express, SCU, and Private Party, a 1. I did not enjoy that at all. I do not enjoy Young Bucks matches anymore when they put them with 8 people. It just doesn't make fucking sense. Let them be a fucking tag team.
When they do that, all they are doing is a fucking spot fest.
Yeah.
That's all that is.
Kenny Omega, first of all, I'm glad that the guys at Global realized that Kenny Omega looks like a fucking fool with his shorts. And they put his fucking shorts in the Book of Shame. Thankfully, we don't have to mention that. Yeah, thankfully, we don't have to mention that shit on our show anymore. But Kenny Omega, and I said this last week in our WWE versus AEW, Kenny Omega is terrible in promos.
Yeah.
And it continues to show.
Yeah.
At one point, he's talking to Tony Schiavone, and he's telling him, we were we beat everybody, and even before that, it's just like whatever he said just didn't make any sense.
No.
And it just was like, wait, what? Before you were champions, they beat you? What? Who? What? It doesn't make sense, Kenny. You don't make sense.
No.
The Choc references? Oh, everybody knows I love a 2% Choc.
Yeah.
Chock full of these nuts, you fucking... Oh, God. I
He's
cannot
referring to coffee,
stand
people. Chock full of nuts. Coffee.
Chock full of nuts. Duh. Drink some coffee. What the fuck are you drinking chocolate milk? I cannot stand... No. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. No. AEW got a 1.4 for me this week. I don't want to keep talking about AEW. It was so fucking bad.
Yeah.
Oh, God. And the fact that we still got to fucking talk about Jericho and fucking Orange Cassidy.
Oh, my God.
The fucking...
and you know, that's the other thing, too. They talk about the gimmick matches that WWE does. Seriously? A mimosa match? Ugh. Terrible. Go ahead, Rick.
SmackDown breakdown.
Yes. Mamma mia.
SmackDown's highest moment. SmackDown's highest moment for me was Nia and Shayna defeating Bayley and Sasha Banks. I gave that a 3.5.
Wow.
Their match at Payback, I gave a 3. This match was way better. It was longer. Nia Jax jumping off the top rope. I was impressed. Mm-hmm. The selling of Sasha Banks and the knee injury, all that stuff was amazing. I thought it was a great match. After that, I have 2 3s. I gave a 3 to Bayley attacking Sasha and beating the shit out of her. She did what she needed to do. I'm glad they split them up, give Sasha some time off, come back in the Royal Rumble, possibly win the Royal Rumble, and face Sasha and face Bayley at WrestleMania. I'm for that. And also the other 3 I gave, Jey Uso winning his match against Matt Riddle, Sheamus, and Corbin. People, why are you complaining about different when we give you different?
Yeah, exactly.
Jey Uso won. Oh, well, hasn't done singles work and he gets a title opportunity? Okay. Obviously, Paul Heyman had something to do with getting him in the fucking match. And they have a plan for this. I see it as this, though. I see the next couple of weeks, you have Jey Uso and Roman going back and forth. And then come PayBack, Jimmy turns on Jey and joins Roman. That's what I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And then, why did he pin fucking Riddle? Because Riddle hit his finisher on Corbin.
Yeah.
So then Jey hit his finisher on fucking Riddle.
Yeah.
And then, all right, before I get there, let me give you my low point. My low point, Sami Zayn, Jeff Hardy, AJ promo, terrible. Gave that a 1. So before I get to my and then, the mystery woman, very intrigued.
Yeah.
Who is it? I hope it's not fucking Chelsea Green, who everybody keeps saying it is.
Well,
I don't want to see
Eva
that.
Marie.
Hey, you know what I think about All Red Everything.
Yeah, I know. But then somebody also said it could be Mandy Rose.
They said that, and I got something else for you. It could be Peyton Royce, but the way I'm looking at it, it could be, and hold on to your britches. I honestly think in this moment that the woman that it could be, and hold on to it, the person that it actually can be is Melina. I think it could be Melina with the fur coat.
A lot of people said that, but they were laughing when they said that. So it could be. I hope it is. That would be cool. Bringing back Miz and Morrison, she can be involved in that. No, I agree with you. I agree. But those are the names I heard too. Yeah. All right. So what'd you give overall?
Overall, I gave SmackDown a 2.4 stars, but I do want to throw somebody in the book.
Oh shit!
And that is Michael Cole and Corey Graves.
Wow.
And I'll tell you why. Because Jey Uso went to the top rope. He hit a fucking splash. And Michael Cole and Jey Uso with a frog splash. What? When have you ever seen a Samoan do a fucking frog splash?
Exactly. Yeah.
And then fucking Corey Graves, minutes later, doubles down and Jey Uso with the frog splash. Corey, that was your moment. You don't have to shame Michael Cole. You don't have to do any of that. What you need to do is you need to talk about how he hit the splash, not a frog splash. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put Michael Cole and Corey Graves in the book. So Michael Cole, Corey Graves, you just made the book.
There you go. Yep.
Ridiculous.
They deserve it.
Overall, though, I tell you this, though. Overall, I did give SmackDown a 2.4.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was a really good show.
It wasn't.
Aside from those moments.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Wait, did I get mine?
Where are you going?
No, my bad. No. I'm like, damn, you was on such a roll. Shit. All right. Yeah, for me, SmackDown, the highest moment, I gave 3 of them. It was because it was all a tie. So it was Jey Uso versus Matt Riddle versus Corbin versus Sheamus. Now I have nothing. This was a good match. I have nothing against, and we've been complaining about this too. It's just the simple fact that we wanted something different. This was different. Now, I will say this at the same time. One of the lowest points I gave was Big E's segment. I gave it a 1.
Yes.
They shouldn't have involved Big E. I know why they did it, so that way that, if people do complain, how come Big E wasn't involved in this? Well, this is why. So I get that part. What I did not like about that segment was it was to celebrate Big Xavier's birthday. Again, New Day reference. So we've been saying, stay away from New Day. It's just terrible. But not only that, when Sheamus attacked him and beat the crap out of him, loved that part, but there was so many things they could have done away with. Again, referencing New Day again with Xavier Woods, bringing him a birthday cake. And then the other part in this segment, and this is why I gave it a 1, was the fact that while he was being attended, they still did the interview with Sheamus right there and Big E in the background. That was dumb. That was dumb. That was so stupid. I hated that. It was like that. Oh my God. But I gave that a 1. The other one that I gave was Sami Zayn. That whole shuffle with him and Jeff Hardy and AJ. I gave that a 1. Well, I didn't like it. And I'm a big Sami Zayn fan. I love his promo work. I love his character. It was really good.
He had no one to work with.
Yeah.
He had Jeff Hardy and AJ, who's not strong suited for promos.
Yeah. The other 3s that I gave was the Roman and Paul Heyman promo. I liked it because you know why? It explained why they both are joining together. It was and the only thing, and I will say this, I was shaken about the fact of Roman, please don't talk.
Yes, Tony, I had a 3 for this. And then Roman spoke, and it went down to a 2.
Well, see, but the thing of it is, it wasn't bad. When he spoke, it wasn't bad because it was a different type of Roman. It was a little bit of an attitude-ish with Roman, and that I was like, okay. And he didn't go long. He didn't. It was quick, short, right to the point. I was like, okay, whew, that's fine. Okay, we went through it, but I gave it a 3. For me, it was that good. Another 3 that I gave was Bayley, Sasha versus Nia and Shayna. I tell you this much, and I complain a lot about Sasha, but this was really good selling on her part. Finally. Yes. Now, I will say this, if I want to be picky. First of all, I did give this match a 3, but I will say this. Even though this was a bit of a ruse, that they switched it up by having Bayley attack Sasha, because we all were saying that Sasha's going to be the one to turn, and they flipped it out on us, which is fine. But what they should have done, in my opinion, was they should have had, of course, lose the match, but then have, like, Sasha saying something like, all right, you know what, Bayley, I think it's time for me to take a break. I got to get my mind straight, just to continue to have people think that Sasha is going to be the one to turn on Bayley. And then that way, because I know they want to do this match at WrestleMania. I know they do. So that's fine. That is perfectly fine. But to prolong this is to have Shayna, to have Sasha say that comment of, I need a break. I got to rethink, we were hot, and then we started losing everything. So Bayley, I need a break. I need this, because then it still gives that illusion that she's going to be the one to attack Bayley. So month go by, even all the way up to Survivor Series. Whatever match that Bayley has, whoever is with against, and then all of a sudden have Sasha come in, help Bayley win that match against whoever it is, and then, oh my God, my best friend's back, blah, 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 and then they hug it out and this and that. Then have Bayley attack Sasha at a major pay-per-view, have her do that then, and then it gives them at least 4 or 5 months of build-up up to WrestleMania. So they could have waited a little bit longer, and then the reasoning behind Bayley attacking Sasha at a pay-per-view, at Survivor Series, she could have easily said, we were on top of the game, and then you left, and then I had to go out on my own, and I did this, so I didn't need you to do this for me now, and blah, 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 blah. I think they could have done it that way instead of doing it on SmackDown, which, I mean, even though I still appreciate it, I'm not saying that I don't, but it was still, I think that way would have been better, because then it was spacing it out. Right now, she attacked her, which is fine. I had no problem with that. Like, she really beat her ass down. Then go, because what are they going to go after that? Obviously, next week she's going to explain herself, and then what? What's going to happen? She going to come back that quick?
No, I think Sasha's gone for a while. I think I think she's gone to Royal Rumble.
Yeah, but they could have done that. But which again, I do like that idea. I do. But I think if they really wanted to stretch this out up until WrestleMania, I think on SmackDown last night was the perfect opportunity for them to say about Sasha, or Sasha come out saying, I need a break. I've been losing. I got to rethink and da-da-da. Because then it gives people that illusion still that she's going to be the one to attack Bayley.
Yeah.
Then comes Survivor Series. She comes out, helps Bayley win, and people are still going to think, oh, she's going to attack Bayley then, but then switch it up, just like they did on SmackDown last night, and have Bayley attack Sasha, and then boom, there's your storyline. But even still, I liked it. Sasha's selling was actually very good in this match. Overall, I gave SmackDown a 2.16 this week.
Wow. All right. Notice we didn't do the Wednesday Night Delight because clearly NXT won. NXT is now ahead 30 to AEW's 15. It is now time for Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT. Raw is currently ahead 9 to NXT's 8 to SmackDown's 3. I have it NXT 2.5, SmackDown 2.4, and Raw 1.8. But the reason why NXT has a 2.5 is because I gave a 4.5 to that one match.
Yeah.
I enjoyed SmackDown a little bit more as an overall show. So I'm going with SmackDown, NXT, and then Raw this week. What about you?
No, it's the same thing, except for the second and third place, and I'll tell you why. SmackDown was good. Everything about it was good, and I do have that as the top rated this week. But NXT, for me, those other things that happened before that hour of watching the same guys wrestle, which was a good match, and I gave it a high rating, but the other ones killed it for me. So I didn't have NXT at second place. I have them in third. I have Raw at second. I have SmackDown in first. And it's like I said, I mean, even though that match was really, really good, but the rest of NXT was just terrible. So I can't justify them being in second.
No, yeah, I agree.
With just the one match, you know. So I have SmackDown first. I got Raw second, and I got NXT in last this week.
Wow,
Wasn't really
a rare last
overall.
place appearance for NXT.
Yeah.
So SmackDown goes up to 4, and Raw stays in the lead with its 9 to NXT's 8 to SmackDown's 4. Now let's go into our new segment where we have WWE versus AEW. Last week we did Seth Rollins versus Kenny Omega from AEW, and what's happening here, we introduce it, and then we put it up on our Facebook page on Sundays, and then the guys at Wrestling POV Global read off your comments, read off your votes, and they give their POV on who should win.
Right.
This week, representing WWE, we have the Empress of Tomorrow, the Raw Women's Champion Asuka, going head-to-head against AEW's Women's Champion Shida.
Wow.
Tony, the land of the rising sun battle.
Yeah, I think I would have to give the edge to Asuka. I'm a fan of Shida. Don't get me wrong. I am a fan of Shida. But I think Asuka would definitely take this one. And no explanation from me. This is close. I think Asuka has the edge on this one. Serious.
For me, I look at it, Asuka is a great wrestler. I think she's one of the best women wrestlers WWE's had in a long time.
Yeah.
AEW, hands down, Shida is the best wrestler they have on the fucking roster, though it's a very, very thin roster.
Yeah.
Head-to-head, though, Asuka versus Shida, Shida kills her in promos, and Shida's not even that good on promos. So
she speaks a lot better English than Asuka.
Yes, and I can appreciate that. I will say this. When it comes to looking at Asuka and looking at Shida, Asuka does not look, and maybe this doesn't make a sense, but maybe it does. It does not look as threatening as Shida looks. I feel like Shida has more athleticism to herself, and she gives off this nuance. She gives off this facade that she's going to kick your ass.
Yeah.
Asuka, on the other hand, she got this little pink thong drawn on her gear. She got this crazy hair, which, again, she pulls it off. Not to say she can't pull it off.
Yeah.
Who do I see as the head-to-head matchup? It's very close. This, for me, is a lot closer than what you said. I would have to go 51% to 49%. That's how close it is. I'm going to go with... actually, I'm going to change it. It's going to be 50.7% to 49.3%. Even closer.
Wow.
I'm going with Shida. I think Shida takes it against Asuka. I love Asuka. I feel like what's happening now is Asuka's plateauing again, like she did the first time she came to the main roster.
Yeah.
But they don't know what to do with her when she's champion.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do with her.
Yeah.
And Shida, she puts on good matches. Hopefully she has a good match against Thunder Rosa tonight. Hopefully they can pull that one off. All right, so it's up to you now, the fans, to vote. Who do you think wins this head-to-head matchup of WWE versus AEW? Asuka versus Shida. Stay tuned and listen to Wrestling POV Global this Friday to find out who wins. Tony, let's go all in.
Yeah, or all out, one or the other. Now, this is the all-in pay-per-view for AEW that's happening tonight, folks. These are not in order, so don't shoot the messenger. Britt Baker versus Big Swole. Who you got? Returning match for
channel.
Yeah. Oh, damn. And it's a pre-show match.
Britt Baker's not getting out of her wheelchair. She's not ready to return yet. She still has a couple of months.
Yeah.
She hasn't been gone that long. She has a 9-month recovery.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. How are they going to pull this? But then again, you saw what happened on AEW last week, too. She was up walking around. So, I mean, they did say this was going to be cinematic. So, I'm wondering, they only did a few things. It probably put a stump double. Who the fuck knows?
I give it a Big Swole.
Yeah, I would give it a Big Swole. Big Swole's so green, though, man. She has a lot of talent, and you can tell. But she's just so green still. Like, I can tell she is still
Mr.
green.
Tony, she's black.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So, oh, God. Yeah. All right, the next matchup, the Young Bucks versus Jurassic Express. I'll go on a limb. I think it'll be the Young Bucks is going to take this one. Who you got?
Yeah, I got to agree with you. The Young Bucks for sure. There's no way Jurassic Express
I'd be
wins
shocked
anything.
if they won Jurassic Express, but we'll see. Up next, Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara, a broken rules match. Who you got? It's terrible.
Matt Hardy's not going to leave.
Yeah, no, he ain't going to leave. I agree with you. The Dark Order versus Matt Cardona, Scorpio Sky, and the Natural Nightmares.
Dark Order. Come on, guys.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to go with Matt Cardona, Scorpio Sky, and the Natural Nightmares. All right.
And I do have to say this about Matt Cardona. They have the Matt and Cody shirts out now.
They do?
It's ridiculous. The TV show that they're trying to reference is Zack and Cody. That's the TV show they're referencing.
Yeah.
Why do you have a shirt that says Matt and Cody? It doesn't make sense. You idiot. You should have been Zack Cardona.
Yeah. No, I agree. The 21-man Casino Battle Royal for the AEW Championship opportunity. Who you got? This is going to be a big mess. You think anybody new is going to show up? I think Rusev is.
No. Not nobody I care about. Nobody that I think... Nobody who can return or who can make a comeback to AEW's Battle Royal to win this. Like, honestly, who's out there that we can look at and be like, well, they're going to come back or they're going to make an appearance. It just doesn't make sense on who can possibly be in this Battle Royal. Overall, who wins this match? Not the fans. The fans don't win this match. I'm going to have to go with Lance Archer. Lance Archer is the guy I go with. It's just, unless they have him, I don't know. I don't care about that. Lance Archer's my pick.
All right, the next matchup, Chris Jericho versus Orange Cassidy in a Mimosa Mayhem match.
Tony, this is what I'm talking about. It's just like nobody wins watching this.
No.
Honestly, this pay-per-view, nobody wins watching. I don't want to see fucking Matt Hardy, Chris Jericho, fucking Mimosa matches, fucking Battle Royal match. No.
It's true.
Nobody cares. Jericho wins.
I agree with you. But you have to pick one, though.
Jericho.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Jericho. The AEW Women's Championship, Shida versus Thunder Rosa.
I gotta go with Shida. Shida is the best thing in AEW.
That's the best
right
pick, yeah, Shida.
Yeah.
I agree. The AEW World Tag Team Championship, Kenny Omega and Adam Page versus FTR.
Take the belts off. Take the belts off with fucking Omega and Page already. FTR.
Yeah.
I'm
in the main event.
Omega.
Yeah, no, I agree. In the main event, AEW World Championship, Jon Moxley versus MJF.
Give it to MJF. I'm over Moxley.
No, I totally agree with you on that one.
May I please have your attention? The store will be closing in 5 minutes.
Alrighty, well, that's your AEW picks. Let's just say it's time to go straight on to the book. Those that are new to the show, basically what we do is we put the most ridiculous things that happen in the week of wrestling, and we just do it to get a good laugh, okay? And if you want to put somebody in, throw it on our Facebook page. You ready?
Yes,
Sam
sir.
Roberts, go fuck yourself.
Fuck him.
Cars' cousin Speedos. They're getting shorter.
Stays.
Jesus Christ. Now, this one I've been getting a lot of slack for. They're saying I'm being biased about the Liv Morgan's cage wedgie. Yeah, they're complaining, Rick. So we'll just leave it in. Coronavirus.
Stays.
MVP Older Brother's suit.
Stays.
Jericho and Khan's demo.
Stays.
Ruby Riot's green weave. It's gotten greener.
Stays.
Seth's man bun. Still got it.
Stays.
Naomi's glitter chest.
We could take her out.
Take her out?
She ain't gonna be
Because
there.
I think she's going to be back next week.
Yeah, she might be because of Bailey.
Oh,
She
yeah,
beat
that's
Bayley.
right. Yeah. All right, well, we'll take it off anyway. If it's that bad, we'll put it back in. Jesus Christ. Put your meat on my meat.
That stays, just so you can say it.
Dominic. That's fucked up. Dominic's father's pants.
He's been wearing that atrocious gear, so we can just take it out.
Take it out. Wow. Yeah, it is getting bad. Retribution's orgy sound effects. We haven't seen them in a while. Take them off.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be exclusive to Raw, but we'll see what happens. Drew's dragon breath.
Well, he has his jaw's broken apparently, so
Yeah.
I think we can take it out.
Take it out. You don't want to
Yeah.
wait till next week? Oops, shit, I'm dropping everything. God damn it.
What's he gonna do? He can't
That's
talk.
true, too. Yeah, we'll take it off. WWE's eye obsession.
Yeah, they're still obsessed with that
Yeah.
nonsense.
Yeah. Rick's sore throat.
Yes, Tony stays.
Shawn's god-awful beard.
Oh, stays just for another week at least.
Dana Brooke's face. We haven't even seen her since.
Yeah, because it's in a book.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh my God. Sasha's.
I mean, she got the fuck out.
But we'll keep it in just in
Yeah,
case. We'll see what happens.
for sure.
Her business.
Stays.
Roman's chapas.
That stays.
And the new entrance into the book, Michael Cole and Corey Graves. It stays. And no Angelo. Stays.
Yes. And you know what, Tony? I want to add something real quick.
Sure.
Finn Balor's tattoos.
Yeah.
Who drew those doodles? A dandelion, a dragon doodle, and like some other, no. Finn Balor's tattoos. You just read the book.
There you go. All right, so that's it for the show. We gave you guys enough content to last you while you were at work or you're just at home chilling. It's just fine with me and fine with Rick and fine with all of us. Damn it. But
Not me.
Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow also when we give you guys the Wrestling POV Aftermath, the AEW special pay-per-view. We'll just be going just strictly AEW, their pay-per-view from tonight. So tune in for that. And also tune in next week with WPOV Global. And then back with us next Saturday with Wrestling POV, where we cover WWE and NXT and a touch of AEW. Yeah. And right when we end the show, I'll play a song for 5 seconds, and you guys just guess what it is. It's just how we ride off into the sunset until next week, where we'll give you more content. Yeah, I saw how I was trying to manage through that shit. Didn't work. So, yeah, with that being said, I am your host, Tony Diaz, along with the third wheel, Rick
Rick Sorrento III.
And our intern,
Miguel Cole. Adios.
all right, love, peace, and wrestling. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace out.
All right, you ready, Rick? Here we go.
Yes, sir. Razor Ramon.
Razor Ramon. Yep, very good.
Yeah, that's a tricky one because that could have been Mick Foley.
That's
Mick Foley
true.
has a very similar, so I was
That's
like, I was
true.
waiting for the truck crash.
Yeah. Here's another one.
Call to me, call to me.
Yeah.
That's all
That's
we got.
got to be a diva.
Yeah.
That's got to be, is that Tori Wilson?
What's funny is that we mentioned her on our show today.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, Melina?
No. Nope.
Who did we mention? Oh, my
We
God.
did mention her. Not
Damn.
winner. That was
Yeah, I know.
And I forgot it, and you told me who it was. She was in Total Divas. We were mentioning about her and Fandango.
Summer Rae.
Summer Rae, yeah. Wow.
that
All
was
right,
bad.
last one.
Wow. Yes, sir.
That's it. WCW.
Oh, nah, I'm never gonna get this one. Shit. It sounds like an enforcer, somebody big. I'm gonna go with Scott Norton.
It's the Natural Born Thrillers. Jimmy Hart and Howard Helm.
Stupid.
That's fucked up. That was a hard one, though. I wouldn't have guessed
It
it.
was.
I wouldn't have guessed it.
Yeah.
You don't own the rights.